Hi everyone, Reverend Dominic here again. Today is Tuesday and it's May 19th, and we're entering a time now when cities and states and countries and the world really are looking to reopen with this pandemic, and there are huge unknowns in this process. And today I wanted to share with you a message that has come to us by way of our Southern New England Conference of the United Church of Christ with regard to reopening, and to share a couple of comments on that as I read through it. So hopefully you'll find this informative and helpful. This comes to us from our conference ministers. And it starts out, as a lot of these letters do, from the conference or from the national office with a biblical quote. And this one is from the prophet Jeremiah. It's Jeremiah 29, verse 7. It's a great one, I think. It reads like this: "But seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile, and pray to the Lord on its behalf, for in its welfare you will find your welfare." It's a great text, and it fits so perfectly for where we are right now. This idea that that we're in a city where we've been sent into exile, where the stay-at-home time, we can't get out, we can't do the things we usually do, kind of echoes that exile feel a little bit. And pray to the Lord on the city's behalf. We've been praying for our city, for the country, for the world in this pandemic, because in its welfare, you'll find your own welfare, right? So we're linked together. It's a great text for where we are right now. And then the letter from the conference reads like this. Again, this is from conference staff. "This is a time unlike anything we have experienced in our lifetimes." There's an understatement. This is a challenging time for all of us. We have had moments of creative ingenuity and moments of overwhelming exhaustion. We entered it in chaos. We plan to move through it with intention. We are not reopening because we never closed. Great line. We are not reopening because we never closed. We have engaged ministry in new ways. We will move forward in new ways. First, there is no way to ensure the overall safety of our congregations and communities until there is a trusted vaccine. Second, in-person worship in sanctuaries is one of the types of gatherings that is most likely to spread the infection. In an enclosed room over a length of time, the airborne viral particles can reach every corner. 6-foot or 12-foot physical distancing will not prevent this. Speaking, praying, and singing aloud propels the virus even further than just breathing. Using masks limits but does not prevent the transmission of the disease. Common surfaces abound. We know that people can be carriers of the virus without any symptoms. Third, we don't know everything about this disease and its impact on all ages. New information is coming out daily. This makes it hard to predict trends, safety measures, and phases, which is what this letter is really about, is phases of reopening. Fourth, our congregations are comprised of populations most vulnerable to COVID-19. Fifth, an outbreak in our churches impacts our communities and the capacity of our healthcare system. We have been reviewing dozens of documents and websites on next steps for places of worship. This document, and there's what follows this letter, is a larger document with a lot of details about 4 phases that churches would pass through in entering into in-person worship in greater and greater numbers. This document is an integration and distilling of those resources tailored for our churches. We are presenting a phasing forward approach, beginning with our current base phase, which is where we are right now, and moving through 4 phases that are tied to local conditions and the guidance of local government and healthcare professionals. No one date can be universally applied across our conference to every church and every community. Things differ. Local regulations, building size and condition, age of congregation, size of congregation, healthcare capacity in communities, rate and incidence of spread in community. The way forward will not be linear. there is the possibility of new spikes in infection that may return us to stay home and stay safe requirements. Based on these phases and the current trends, we believe in-person worship in buildings will need to be suspended through at least the end of the summer. Blessings. This is coming from Marilyn Kendricks, Don Remick, and Ken Salati. Now, of course, we made this decision some time ago to postpone or suspend in-person worship until the fall. So this doesn't really require any reevaluation on our part because we're already doing this suggestion. What this does point out, though, is that returning to in-person worship will be complicated. It will require a lot of work and a lot of agility on our part when we reassess in late summer. It may come in fits and starts. But however it comes, we will be here and we will do everything to keep this church strong and safe and vibrant with a strong sense of community. I have every confidence in First Congregational Church. Our staff is strong and stable. Our deacon leadership is strong and stable as well. We have already proven that we can adapt. So we're well positioned. We're well positioned to accept the challenges that lie ahead for our church. And we will meet them. I'm confident of that. So that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, I wish you, as always, the very best.